see it. Like, here.
Okay.
Lower. Lower yourself.
Why? I'm always the tall one. But anyways.
That's why I'm lowering it, because I've lowered all the way.
Hey guys, Saints Night here, welcoming you guys back to the channel here with another movie review. And today's film that we are reviewing for you today...
The Quiet Place!
You said that ironically, or A Quiet Place. Which is the newest horror film done by first-time director, actually, John Krasinski.
Of The Office US.
And of 13 Soldiers, I think.
13 Strong?
13 Soldiers, the secret... Actually, the true soldiers of Benghazi or something.
Oh.
But anyways, before we dive into it, we just want to say there's absolutely zero spoilers in it. For those people that want to go watch it, can go watch it, spoiler free. And would you say don't look at the trailers if you don't want to be spoiled, or?
Well, the trailers didn't contain much from what I saw. Like it just shows you the premise of the film, really. I mean, they're more subtle.
Okay, so yeah. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to keep seeing these movie reviews on the channel, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up. Okay.
We'll edit that. Okay, sorry for that commercial break there.
Okay, so let's.
We were not sponsored by Coca-Cola, it seems.
Yes, we're sponsored by Pepsi. Anyways, let's dive into this review, and you know what? I'm gonna get your impressions of this. You've seen no trailers, no nothing. You didn't know anything about this film except who directed it and who's in it. What did you think of it?
I hate Pepsi.
None of that. What did you think of the movie?
I went in, just thought I'd hang out with you and watch a film.
Which
didn't have any.
reviews.
Yeah, but I didn't have any expectations. Didn't even know anything. I just knew it was a horror film.
Yeah.
Went in thinking, it's gonna be a wee shit, but watchable.
Like a wee indie horror movie. It's not gonna be something.
No, I was just thinking it's gonna be something that's just bad, but you'd watch it anyway.
Yeah.
But it ended up coming out as one of my favourite films of the decade.
Which, funnily enough, I mean, this decade. It goes to show that that comedians know how to make a scary movie.
The last 20 years have definitely shown comedians can act.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Peele, he made Get Out. John Krasinski from The Office directed this, which I gotta say, he actually does know how to direct, and boy does it show in this, because the direction and as well as that, actually the cinematography, the shots and all that.
Yeah, the angles, especially that bathtub scene
where
where you did the door slightly open, you can only see the creature.
I mean,
his hand.
Yeah,
you can just see her being quiet.
And honestly, see this movie. Do not watch this movie if you have a loud friend who eats popcorn really loudly, or if you yourself are one of those people who eat popcorn very loudly. Because basically, if you want to know about what it's about, it's basically this family who
are forced to survive the end of the world. They're one of the last people alive, as far as they know.
Yeah.
And these creatures can kill you within 15 seconds if you drop a single pin. Noise will kill you. You have to live silence.
Yeah, and that's basically the whole premise of it. Nothing too complicated, nothing too simple, and that's what I like about these like horror movie plots. It's simple. I even had a feel of Cloverfield.
The monsters resembled like a mixture between
the clickers from The Last of Us, the Cloverfield monster,
and a praying mantis,
and honestly Predator. No, only by the wee clicking noise that the Predator makes.
I've never noticed the Predator make a clicking noise.
You've never noticed the Predator? Okay. Maybe you'll notice it when the new movie comes out.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned for a potential review with just him.
Which features another comedian in it.
Oh, for God's sake. What is it with comedians?
Jordan Peele's best friend and co-worker.
Key?
Yeah.
Ah.
Michael Keanu.
Ah, yeah.
Keanu Michaels.
Actually, you know what did you think of the cast of this movie? Well, obviously we've got John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, but what did you think of the child actors that were in it? I
thought the wee girl was brilliant. I thought you could definitely see the fear in the wee boy. He was terrified throughout the whole film.
Yeah, and the other kid.
Yeah, he was a great addition to it.
Yeah, he was a great addition. He actually. Can we say if it's in the trailer?
No, it isn't.
No, it is.
This shows you him doing the rocket on.
Oh yeah. Well, you can all actually, and as well, the John Krasinski. If there's a Last of Us movie, sign him up for Joel, because honestly,
looks the part.
He looks the part. He acts the part. This is just this audition tape for The Last of Us, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was. And for Emily Blunt, this was a really different performance from what we're going to get this year.
Mary Poppins.
The very happy Mary Poppins returns compared with this. So
don't forget, one of our big films originally was Devil Wears Prada.
Oh jeez, which fun movie fact actually.
Deadpool.
John Krasinski her husband
was obsessed with the film.
Has actually seen it about 756 times.
No, just 73.
Okay, 73 times. I just wanted to give them the numbers, which would actually be exaggerated to have. But honestly, a great cast. Good direction and cinematography, and actually, it was scary. It wasn't like one of those scary movies recently, like Annabelle and all that sort of
stuff.
That wasn't really
Insidious.
That wasn't really scary. This, it had me on edge from start to finish.
Yeah.
And when a horror movie does that, you know that it's a good one.
Apparently, Stephen King loved it.
Hell, if the master of horror even says you've done a good job, then you know you're doing something right.
Truthfully, I love Stephen King, but I wouldn't consider him the master of horror. I would say he's the master of horror writing.
Yeah.
I would say my opinion on the master of horror himself, I'm stuck between John Carpenter and Wes Craven.
Wes Craven, I mean,
he created a lot of bad films, lot of bad films, but he created some of the most memorable films of all time. He from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. And when horror films were dying in the 90s and people were sick of the same thing over and over,
he reinvented it. He brought it back.
Yeah, it was Scream, which was slightly self-aware and made fun of its own tropes.
It's like Evil Dead.
Yeah, self-aware.
But anyways, about this movie, overall, I did enjoy it. I mean, again, if you have a friend who has
who's alive,
who eats loudly.
It wasn't me. I told you I didn't even eat that day.
Oh yeah, it was one shot.
Remember he bought that extra thing?
Jesus Christ. Fun fact.
You thought it was me. I didn't even eat anything that time because I was.
Fun fact, and see anything that the Iron One Shot says about this film. Should we take it with a grain of salt for this one?
I'll explain on behalf of Aaron.
Alright.
Iron One Shot happens he's very shite at thinking what's good and that isn't. He's a lovable fella, but he's terrible taste in things, he really has. He thinks this film was shit. He thought Tomb Raider was better. No, he thought he gave this film a 5 out of 10 originally, and he gave Tomb Raider a 6 out of 10. And he claimed this was a better film than Tomb Raider, but it was still shit.
Which, if we were on the scoring system, doesn't make sense. But his score's changed now, which we will
really bad.
Reveal a little bit later.
He doesn't like the film. But this is the same fellow who slept slept from the beginning to the end of Murder on the Orient.
If you want to actually know a little bit more about that, I may actually include a link in the description down below of that Murder on the Orient Express review for you guys to check out. But overall, A Quiet Place is probably one of the best horror movies of the last decade, probably tying with I don't want to say with Get Out, because I didn't really find Get Out to be that scary.
I wouldn't say it's a horror, I would say it's a psychological thriller, but which is a subgenre of horror.
Yeah, whereas A Quiet Place, it really is a horror movie.
Yes, but
which utilizes its idea of silence, whereas like if you were to make one peep, one footprint, you'd be dead.
Yeah, that was a clever wee technique. Confusing at the beginning, but I immediately clicked. Where you had painted pieces of the flooring that made the least creakiest noise.
Yeah, and actually, fun fact, another fun movie fact for you. You know the way in the film, it's also in the trailers as well, none of the people wore socks.
Yeah, or shoes.
There was actually, shoes you would think is obvious. You wouldn't think socks, would you?
I think they would have come up with like something to protect your feet, because that would cut the shreds of your feet looking like that.
Fun fact, John Krasinski actually and his wife Emily Blunt were actually talking about that, and they both came to the conclusion that be barefoot with just like sand everywhere, like to get through, because sand is quiet.
Yes.
Which
but the way that the wee kid walks exactly like me. I don't walk with my feet flat. I walk with my feet upwards. like hind legs.
Yeah, we would give you a demonstration, but I don't think there's enough room
No, there isn't.
in the filming
No,
area.
there isn't, I say.
Yeah, and also, anyways, you know what? I think we've rambled on for quite enough.
I think you were not born in the darkness. You were merely...
Wrong movie.
Bollocks.
Anyways, it's time for our final verdicts, and Aaron, let's start with the controversial one. Aaron One Shot.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, he gave it a 6 out of 10 after the whole drama. What would you give it out of?
Close to a 10, but I'd give it a 9.
Really, a 9? You really?
Because I'm very picky about films.
You know, I honestly go for same. It's a good movie. If a horror movie keeps me on edge, like throughout the entire thing, it's a really good it's a good horror movie. And with 100%, with I think at the time of recording, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. That's, I mean, I don't personally trust Rotten Tomatoes because.
Oh yeah, make fun of the competition. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Do you trust them?
I think they're too easily. They're not very interactable. I don't even know who the fuck owns it.
Hell, I don't even know. I'm not saying something. I'm the guy who knows these things.
Yes, and as we've reached the end of our video, I just want to say, as of next week, we will return to the podcast. We were enjoying a lovely break, but sadly it's over. You
Yeah.
have to listen to us again.
Yes, it's time for us to go back to work, and actually as well, there's going to be a slight change next week on the programming because usually it would be, our podcast would be on Friday, my show, the F1 show, would be on a Monday, and Woodworker would be on Wednesday. The only thing that's going to change is the podcast and the F1 show. The F1 show is going to be on Fridays, and podcast will be on Mondays. Thank you. So anyways, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. I hope you guys did enjoy that. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not new, then don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Well, you guys already know how to do that. And you know what? Closing thoughts? And with